cigarette.
So who did you have? No, you can have a cigarette too.
Okay, well, anyways, we had all these stars. We had Rita Hayworth, we had Arlene Dahl. Who else did we have? We had Janet Leigh. We had Debbie Reynolds. We had Jane Mansfield. We had Marilyn Monroe. We had Kim Novak. We had a million stars that were really good, could do things. Ginger Rogers, Marge and Gower, champion. These people who could sing and dance. Catherine Grayson, and Showboat, you know.
Yeah.
We had tons of talented people, and they go around. Well, okay, Judy Garland was in it too, and she really could sing and dance, which Ginger Rogers I never heard sing. Marge Campion I never heard sing either, but she was an all-around person. Then we had, of course, Joan Fontaine, Olivia de Havilland, Betty Davis, and what was her name now? The one that you like, with all about the one who's
Betty Davis.
No, not Betty Davis. The other one, the
Vivian Leigh.
Pepsi Cola thing. You know, she was.
Joan Crawford.
Joan Crawford. That Joan Crawford we had too. She always wore those big shoulder things. We had Ann Miller. We had Betty Grable. All kinds of people to keep up with. And I remember with Rita Hayworth. Oh, and her marriages. Oh boy, was that ever something. But she was another pretty one. She could really act. And then there was this Veronica Lake, who was in pictures for a while. She was your dad's favorite.
Why?
Veronica Lake didn't stay in for a long time. I don't know what happened to her. June Haver was another star. But every time you went to the movies, you saw the same people over, because they could do everything. They were good. And Lana Turner was another one. Lana Turner was something
What
else.
about the murder? The Lana Turner murder. Remember her daughter killed her lover?
I don't know her daughter. You know,
She killed her lover, though. That was like a big thing.
Lana Turner's
daughter killed Lana Turner's lover.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. See, Lana Turner was married to Tarzan for a while. Lana Turner was, you know, Rita Hayworth and Lana Turner were both kind of like the same thing. But Rita Hayworth would step on the guys, and she'd leave them when she got stuff. Lana Turner got stepped on by the guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was a patsy, and she was always this girl, sweater girl at soda fountain. But she evidently was really no self-esteem, you know, with her.
Not at all.
Yeah, there was, oh, funny, Claudette Colbert was another one. She was good. She was really good.
She was a riot. She did all those comedies.
Yeah, I like Claudette Colbert. She had kind of a flat head, though, but she was a good actress, too. There were a lot of them. And then Ethel Barrymore was still around when I was young. And she was another great drama one. That I like drama, too, but I love the musicals. Boy, I love the musical. Betty Hutton, too. She was in Doris Day. Doris Day was another good one. Every time Sandra Dee came on, too.
Yeah.
Tammy, she was in. Oh, and that was such a good...
She was in... Debbie Reynolds was in Tammy.
Oh, Debbie Reynolds was in
Leslie Nielsen, Tammy... Debbie Reynolds.
Sandra Dee was in the original Tammy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was Debbie Reynolds in that. Poor Debbie Reynolds, too. She really got the runaround on stuff. But we had movie stars coming out of our ears all over the place. You know, we had movie star magazines.
Yeah. Cinema, screenplay.
Yeah, that's what they were. True Confessions.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pulp magazines.
Yellow journalism.
You never bought, I mean, we'd go to the drugstore and read some of the stories, but you never bought these things.
That is fun.
Pulp magazines. But we had a lot of movie stars. And then, of course, we had the ones who were... Oh, there was another one, Jane Russell. Jane Russell was a good star, too. She...
Who was she?
Oh, well, what was that Spanish one that was... can't remember her name either. She was good. Merle somebody. Oberlin? Merle Oberlin. She was like
Yes.
a star. Yeah.
Meryl Oberlin.
And we had Loretta Young too.
Yeah.
Loretta Young. She was a great star, and she never starred in anything that was crappy. It was really good. Ingrid Bergman was good, but then she got on the wrong side of the culture because she was fooling around. But she was a good star too. Every one of them, every single one, and you had so many. They didn't tell you all the rot gut.
Yeah.
The guys were bad though. Except John Wayne. John Wayne was a good guy, and he was married to Dolores. I can't remember her name, but she was a little Mexican. But they stayed married for a long time. Jimmy Stewart was another one.
Jimmy Stewart fascinates me.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Oh,
You know what? He played opposite every leading lady, and I gotta think Jimmy Stewart had lots of sex.
Sophia Loren and Gina Lollobrigida too. We have them.
Yeah.
They were good. They were really. Gina Lollobrigida was a real good thing. Sophia Loren had more moxie than she was smart. I think Gina was not too smart, but she was pretty.
Catherine Grayson.
Oh, I said Catherine
Yeah,
Grayson
okay.
and Showboat.
Yeah.
With Howard Keel. Yeah, and Joey Brown. Happy New Year, Joey Brown. That Happy New Year all the time. He was so funny on that show. Who else was on Showboat? That's the only show my whole family went to.
Really?
It was my mom and Dad and me and Jane. We went to Radio City downtown Minneapolis and see Showboat. And oh boy, it was a good show. My dad couldn't hear very well either, and I had a hearing aid, but in the movie theaters it's loud, you can hear. And I used to go every Saturday to all the shows because there were a lot of westerns. Gene Autry, back in the saddle again. Then it was Dale Rogers and Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. And they had a baby that they gave a lot of money to because this baby died. It was called a blue baby at the time. It was probably a respiratory thing like Naomi, but it wasn't solved until after when Kennedy's family did all the money for that. But we had so many. Gary Cooper was another good guy. He had a lot. Oh, Grace Kelly, too. She was in high society with Bing Crosby. Oh, and great. Frank Sinatra was with them in that show. And then she married Prince Rainier. She was a young, good Catholic woman, and she was beheaded in an auto accident.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
She had the young princess.
Princess Grace of Monaco. Yeah.
Caroline's age.
Caroline. Yeah, she had Caroline and Stephanie and a son who's the Prince of Monaco now. They're not kings, they're princes.